Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to episode 3 of Rebuilding Swansea City. As always, thanks for joining me, really do appreciate it. While you're here, like I always say, why not smash the like button? If you're brand new, feel free to subscribe, go and check out the rest of the series, the rest of my content, stick around for my new content. I hope you had a great new year. I was in bed well early for mine, I'll tell you that. Well early, but hopefully you had a great one. And this is going to be the last episode of the Swansea City rebuild. I've had a lot of fun. Like I've said before, this rebuild series is great because I'm getting to do things I never do, which is be managers of different teams and try different players out and different levels of players. So it's really fun. The next rebuild is with a biggish team, but it's a team I used to like 15, 20 years ago, who aren't really challenging anymore. And they're in another country. We're going somewhere warm. That's a bit of a hint for you. So that should be starting next week, hopefully at some point. But for now, it's all about Swansea. And can we end on a high? Last season was brilliant. First year in the Premier League was amazing. My youth philosophy, I think, paid off. And I wanted to keep going down that road. So we've got a bit to get through. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Hopefully you're going to stay tuned. Let's start. So in episode 2, it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. We finished 6th in the league. We had a few rough patches, but obviously we excelled. It was great that all my young players came together. And I find that a lot of Football Manager, I'd love to know what you think. I don't know if it's me thinking too much into it, but I like young teams. If you watch my content, you'll know I very rarely have players over 30. And I think sometimes when you build a young team, they play without fear, like it happens in real life, doesn't it? They've got nothing to lose. And last year was brilliant. Not only was it brilliant for finishing 6th, it was brilliant because we won the FA Cup, which again was amazing. We knocked out United straight away and I thought we were done. Third round, drew United, I thought we were done. But we beat United, which was amazing. I think we knocked out Chelsea, we beat Arsenal. It was special. Sometimes you need that to happen. Obviously, it's Football Manager, innit? And I don't think, I've never really, I know a lot of people think it's very realistic. I've never really thought it was realistic. The amount of times I've done this and the amount of times you've done it, where you've taken a team from the non-league to the Champions League. When has that ever happened? When has that ever happened in real life? It don't, does it? So I wanted as much money as possible to get some of these good young targets. And you might think this is crazy, but I sold Connor Roberts. We got about 16, 17 million for him. The bid came in for him and I thought, why not? Why not? I had ideas. I don't know if it's going to pay off, but I had ideas. He was great last year. He was. But I just felt it was right to cash in and use that money elsewhere. Our other big sale was Christopher Peterson. Bit of a bit part player. Spent all last year unhappy because he didn't play the year before much. Wanted to leave and we got a good amount for him. Got nearly 10 million quid for him. So who did they spend it on? Well, they didn't spend it on Mikhail. Mikhail is a loan signing. We've only brought in a couple of loans this year. Trying to build my own team out. But this kid was good. I wanted to get as many players as I could and then look at the loans last minute. But I just thought he'd be a handy player for us. We've got him on loan from FCB and loads of potential. Our only other loan is again from FCB and they have lots of good young players there. Good place to go and have a look. He's a Canadian who can play on the left wing, can cover on the right. He's left-footed though, but he's got some speed. 17 acceleration, 17 pace. I like it. Now, I talked about this lad in the last episode, but most of my episodes are too long. I have to cut bits out, so I'll cut it out. My scouts came to me with him. I've never heard of him. And put a bid in for him last year and it didn't go through. No interest. But Birmingham finished mid-table, still in the Championship. He must have felt like it was time for himself to move on. He's only 18. It's going to cost me quite a bit of money eventually. Probably about 20 or maybe 20, late mid-20s. Something like that. But, I mean, he doesn't blow me away instantly, but he's 18, he can cover in multiple positions. Scouts loved him. Scout report was brilliant, so yeah, maybe he's one that could turn into something huge. I wanted more strength in the middle. You might remember me saying that. We had probably the weakest part of our team last year. We had players like Tom Price and so on who weren't very good, so I really wanted to make us strong in the middle, and I found this geezer from FC Red Bull Salzburg, who I think is pretty good. 21-year-old defensive midfielder. Again, loads of potential. That's what my team's all about, potential. But look what we did with that last year. Just adding more to it. Now this deal's going to cost me 42 million one day. I'll never have to pay that. And you might recognise him because I signed him for Arsenal and I was super... He was great for me, right? Great young player, great young defender, and I couldn't believe he was still knocking around in 3 years into the game, and no one else had picked him up because he was fantastic for Arsenal. He was still in Belgium. He's only 22, can still improve. No, he's eventually going to cost a lot of money, and he's got on a good weekly wage. But I've had him before. I know he's going to be good for us. Brilliant for us. And the last player I signed, again, is another central midfielder. It's Raheem Harper. Again, another young English player that looks quite exciting. I don't know too much about him. Got him from West Brom. He's been at Blackburn as well. And it's loads of potential, loads of current ability. And yeah, buzzing. So we finished 6th and we won an FA Cup last year, and we were not at 100% in my opinion. I think I've strengthened the area I wanted to, which is the centre of the park. I think we've got a great defence now. We've got brilliant centre halves, got 2 very good ones. Obviously we've still got Ketchup, who's probably going to be partnering the new guy. Now it's the full-backs. Now, I'm taking a gamble this season. We've got Jacob Jones, who's an academy player, but he's got loads of potential. And we've got Philippe Bricalo, who's the Croatian left back, who again is brilliant with loads of potential. If we go over to the right hand side, we've got this geezer, obviously he's Welsh from the academy. I get loads of potential. I'm giving the kids a chance with fullbacks. That's probably my weakest area on paper now, is left back and right back, because they're young with loads of potential, but they're not crap. Just get them out there, they might just excel. That was the plan. And obviously we've got Rug. I don't know how you say his name. Rug. We got him last year. He's the guy that can cover in central midfield as well. And that's it. I'm happy with that. 2 goalkeepers, a good one and a young one. Same team as last year. Obviously, look at the centre of the park now, though. Still got Matty Grimes. Still got Meligoni. But now we've got Harper. We've got the lad on loan. We've got Miguel Luis, remember, who was amazing last year. Only a 3-star, apparently. So, buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. I think we look great. Brewster, forgot to say, is back for another year. What is wrong with Liverpool? Liverpool have no interest in this kid. And this was going to be the year, I think, he was going to prove to Liverpool that he should be playing for him, because he's awesome. And obviously, he's got the other kid behind him who scored quite a few goals for us, the ex-Wonder kid. Love this lad. And then we've got another kid from the academy, Josh Thomas. Again, going to be putting in another season with us, and he's improved a lot over the summer. Starting to look decent, only 18 years old. The wings are the same. I've brought back in as well Pozo on loan, only because he wasn't great last year, but he can cover on both wings, and he was cheap. And Roberts. So when I did say I'd only made 2 loans, that's 2 new ones. We brought back 3 players from last year, but they were decent, so I'm really happy. Now, financially, this club's okay at the minute. This is going to be the year, though, I think, when money starts to disappear, just because we're going to start paying things off. Things are going to start getting paid off. Big payments for a lot of these players. But hopefully, if we can stay successful, it'll be okay. The board, well, they want me to be top half in the Premier League. Fine with that. Don't forget, we're in the Europa League. Woohoo! Be competitive. I'm happy with that. That's no pressure. 5th round of the FA Cup. 4th round of the Carabao Cup, and we've of course got to play in the Community Shield. It's going to be against the mighty, awesome, if you're a United fan, Manchester United. I mentioned I brought even more coaches in at the end of last episode, and I have. I've now got 17. We've improved it by about another 8 or 9 coaches in the last 12 months, so we are absolutely bossing. Now, if you want to see it, this is what it is. I've got 4 goalkeeping coaches, 4 fitness coaches. I mean, I probably could get rid of some of these and improve other areas, but I've just kept building and building upon it. And look at all the greens, man. Look at all them greens. Got some quality coaches in. Paul McGuinness, one of the best coaches on the game. Love him. We're also improving the facilities again, which is great. Even though I know I'm not going past year 3, sometimes I think you should always play the game like you're playing it forever. I've said that a million times. Always play the game like you're playing it forever. Build and build and build as much as you can. Some people find it boring. I don't. I just love to build that facilities, build my team, get young players in, watch them grow. It's awesome. So even though we had such a great season last year, and I think we're even better with players this year, we're still a young team, I suppose, and the bookies think we're going to be mid-table. I don't. We'll be interested to see where we come at the end of the year. We've got no one in the dream team, but if we could keep this team together, I reckon in 5 or 6 years, that dream team would be like 80-90% our players. And I've only ever signed one player that was classed as a wonder kid, and that was the Mexican. Everyone else is just a good young player, a -7 probably, maybe the odd -8. I don't know if you've noticed, but I think Leicester are on a mission to sign Celtic managers. So they've replaced Rodgers with Lennon. But Pochettino's gone to Liverpool. Interesting, isn't it? Where did Klopp go? Is this okay? I'm playing that much Football Manager. I think is this the one where Klopp goes to Bayern, or no? Or is Klopp at Bayern? Or my Munchen series? What a time to plug my Munchen series. Have you been watching it? Have you stopped watching it? Get back into it. If you've never watched it, go check it out. There's only like 2 or 3 episodes a season. Just an extended version of a rebuild. Just in case you're interested, I like looking at stuff like this, but I don't obviously always show it because of time. But I'm hoping I can squeeze this in today. It's the transfers that have gone on this summer. Just so you can see some of the big time players that have either left the Premier League or come to the Premier League. Bernardo Silva's left City for 97 million. João Felix has joined City for 114 million. Ousmane Dembele gone to United. We've actually made the list, obviously, with our 19.25 million signing of Raheem Harper. I had my assistant sorting out my pre-season, so he'd organised a couple of games in Scotland before training camp, and then some shit ones after it. So I took back over. I thought, let's go to Scotland. We're only playing 3 games. Then we'll go have our training camp, and then we'll come out of training camp. We went over to the States and just played some like average teams just to get some game time and go around America. I love America. I'm always talking about America. I love it. So we played 4 games. We got beat off Chicago though, which was a weird one. But I did try a few different things. We tried a few different players. Can we beat the Premier League champions, the biggest club in the world? We're going to find out. We're going to jump forward to the 1st of January and see what happens. It wasn't the greatest game, I can't lie. They had way more chances, but we went toe-to-toe with them possession-wise, and more of my players stood out than theirs. They didn't have any greens on the average rating. Raheem Harper, decent debut. The new centre-half, Van Hooydsen, at Arsenal, brilliant. Ketchup, instant bond with them two. Right back got man of the match, so it is what it is. Goes to penalties. Penalties is always a lottery, but look what they did. Look at United's penalty takers. On to the Carabao Cup, and we kicked off against Oxford, beating them 4-2. Brewster with 2 goals, Pozo getting a goal, and Davies. The fact that we let 2 in was a bit disappointing, but far superior to them. He really didn't take me seriously in this game. He really didn't. Played a few nobodies-ish. No, they missed the penalty in the minute. The game might have been different, to be fair, if they'd have took the lead. We missed the penalty not long after, but we also scored 3 goals in the second half. And just look at the average ratings. And it was on to play former Premier League champions Blackburn Rovers, and we beat them 2-0, Brewster and Pozo again. And the average ratings, again, we deserved it, dominated it. Now, I'm not too arsed about this competition, but I was going for it. I just thought, but to do that, or at least to start to win everything, seeing as we won the Community Shield, laid a foundation, we're going to have to get past Liverpool. Mauricio Pochettino's Liverpool, who just took Klopp's job. In the FA Cup, we've drawn AFC Wimbledon. Everyone always feels sorry for Wimbledon, don't they? And I used to, until I came across a story about Wimbledon and what the rise of Wimbledon has done to another team. And I'm going to be doing a series with that other team at some point soon. Over to the Europa League, and we were drawn in Group E. As soon as I got drawn in Group E, the only team I was slightly worried about was Zenit. The only team that we dropped points to was that team at the bottom. I can't say the name. We drew with them 0-0. I can't say the name. Who cares? All the other games we won. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant we were. So we're going to go into the next round of the knockouts. We're going to be bypassing this, which is awesome. Nice little break. So we don't know who we're going to be playing, but some big teams: United, Inter, Lyon, Porto, Roma, Dortmund, Napoli, Valencia. Jesus Christ! And actually though, you might see now the drop off. This is when the money started to go. We've got no transfer budget. We've only got 90 million in the bank. Lost 41, and that is just me paying back them players. But even if we go into debt, worst ever happens on this game is your chairman will take a bank loan out, or you get to the end of the season in the Premier League. As long as you don't get relegated, you get a big chunk of money, and then you get more money. So the thing is with rebuilds like this is, I will never have to do a big outlay again. I've got a very good young team, and my idea would always be season 4 buy 1 or 2, season next one buy 1 or 2. It would never be buy 8 or 9 players, laying the club with a lot of debt. That's how I always go about it if I'm doing it longer. Do you know what I mean? So you just got to gamble sometimes. Now we have both our money affiliates, which is great. Again, I say this all the time. I'm not 100% sure how much extra money you get, but it's a financial benefit, and that's all I care about. Even if it's £1,000 a year, I'd rather do it. Do you know what I mean? And then once I've got my 2 financials, I'll get scouting affiliates, and that's what I'm doing at the minute. Over to the Premier League, and I thought we'd be a little bit better than this, but I do think doing well in the Carabao Cup. I've not always been rotating too much. I've been putting my best team out as much as I can. With Europe as well, you know, maybe it's affected us a bit. We've lost 7, drawn 3-1, and 10. Our goal difference is not great either. It's only 1. But Brewster, second on the goal scoring charts. That's pretty sweet. United top of the league. Never going to happen for a long time, especially if we keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ed Woodward, and the Glazers at United. But that's a different thing. Defensively, I think we joint 10th. I'd say 30 goals conceded. Yeah, 3 times as many as United. Is it the fullbacks? I'm not sure. Going forward, joint 10th. You can see probably why our goal difference is 1. And that's the thing with this tactic. I've said that before, that I don't think it stands out like as a great defensive tactic or a great attacking tactic. It just like does a job a lot of the time. It gets you results, although, yeah, maybe I could change it. If I was playing longer, if I was playing a season 4, I'd seriously be considering trying something new tactically. And this is our campaign in the league so far, and it's been a bit all over the show really, to be fair. We've lacked any real consistency, but we are fighting on all fronts still. And sometimes it takes its toll on you. I mean, we've had some great results, beating Spurs, we beat Chelsea, we got beat off United 2-0, but there's one game I've not forgotten. I've forgotten that one. Forget that one. Just enjoy that one. Take it in. Also, don't forget Cardiff are still in the league. Our arch rival. And what a game we put on for the fans. 4-3. Now, even though we've got the best physio team in the Premier League, we've still got quite a few injuries. We've got 4 there. Luis is suspended. But if you've noticed that, he's not injured. So it don't help. But like I said, we're average defensively. We're average attacking wise. But as a squad, look at that. That is still good, I think. Goals wise, Brewster's won the race to be the striker. Jose Juan playing more out left this year, which is fair enough. I don't know if he's happy with that. His average rating's gone down. Last year he scored more goals, but Brewster's just on fire. And when someone's on fire, you keep him there, don't you? Pozo as well. Look, he was down here last year. Do you remember? Look where he is now. He's brilliant. Assist wise, Luis still up there, still a boss, man. So it's April Fool's Day, April the 1st. Let's check in on what's going on. And we beat AFC Wimbledon. Boo. Don't like him anymore. Boo. Beat him 2-0. And then we played one of my favourite teams, possibly my second team in the Premier League because of my cousins. You might know about it, you might not. But we beat them 4-1. And then we got beat off Man City. I hate Man City. Leroy Sané got them the goal. Just didn't turn up really. So we won't be retaining our FA Cup trophy, and we will not be winning everything with Swansea. Over to the Carabao Cup, and we went to Anfield against possibly the best team in the country, and got taught a lesson. Got beat 4-2. They were brilliant. Some of their players were just... So in the return leg at the Liberty, we needed a miracle. It didn't happen. We didn't get beat. We drew 0-0. So that was alright, but obviously they won on goal difference, and Liverpool go through to the final. A final that they won against Brentford. When I saw Brentford got to the final, I thought a couple of things. One, why didn't we get to the final and we might have won it? We'd have beat Brentford. And 2, why didn't Brentford beat Liverpool? That's way more of a better story. Innit, Football Manager? You boring bastards. Let Brentford win it. Go to the Prem, and we are now 7th. We've crept up 2 spots. We're 51 points. We're not far off a Champions League spot. Although we've only got 7 games to play. Some teams have got more than us. Anything can happen in football. We've lost 12 games, which isn't great. And our goal difference is 0. But on a nice, shiny, good note, Brewster, Liverpool, Brewster, top goal scorer. We actually got a bit higher than we are right now. We went on a really good run, as you can see. 6 games undefeated. Beating Liverpool, by the way. Dirty Scousers 1-0. We beat the mighty Spurs 1-0. We've just beat Burnley 2-0. And we were touching top 4. We were sniffing it. We were giving it a little tickle. And then this happened. 5-0, 2-0. Got beaten the derby. Cardiff fans loved it. Beat up Arsenal, beat up Wolves. 5 defeats on the bounce. 5 games in the league with no points at all. And we're still 7th. That shows you where we upped ourselves to and then just kicked ourselves in the bollocks. Now, I love this tournament. I've won it many times with many teams. I find it really easy to win. I don't know why. I've just got a great record in it. And we drew Shakhtar in the second knockout round. Don't forget we bypassed the first. And started to build a foundation, maybe. And then they came to our place, scored a goal, and we only got through on away goals. So I'm thinking, maybe my luck in the Europa League might be running out. Even though we've got through, we're starting to look sketchy, man. End of this season now, we're starting to go a bit. Now, even though form hasn't been great, we're scraping it through in Europe, we're out the FA Cup. If you look at my squad as a whole, they still play pretty well. I've still got some good players who are standing out and doing a job. My injuries are down. I was just hoping we could turn a corner. As long as this kid stayed fit, Mr. 31 goals in all competitions, anything could happen. I mean, Liverpool are going to take him off me, aren't they, as a 22-year-old superstar and go, thank you for the last 2 years. Just to show you, yeah, money's gone. Money's gone. We've spent up. There's nothing left. Do you remember the Labour government? Some of you might be too young for this. The Labour government sent this country downhill, and when the financial crisis happened, we had no money. I nearly lost my house, and the Labour guy left a little note for the Conservative guy in the office saying, sorry, all the money's gone. That's what Labour do, they spend all the money. That's basically what I'm going to do. When I leave, I'm going to be Labour. I'm going to write a little note saying, sorry mate, to the new manager. All the money's gone. It's the end of the season, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a couple of key games in the league. The first one being this, against West Ham away. After that bad run, it was just good to go straight to a game and win. We needed it. We needed the points, needed the confidence boost in the league. The next game, we beat Everton 2-0. The third game, we played Bournemouth. And wow. I don't feel like I have to say anything, but wow. We then beat Blackburn 2-0 and Norwich 1-0. Great wins for us. Undefeated on this last little bit of a run-in. And then the last game was a thriller away against Sheffield United. Brewster getting 2 goals. They scored an own goal in the 75th minute, which is a bit heartbreaking because they were going to get something from the game. They probably deserved to get something from the game. They were excellent going forward, and that shows by their average ratings going forward. But so were we. And by some holy fucking miracle, we finished 4th on 70 points. 3 points ahead of Chelsea. How do you finish 4th and get in the Champions League with 12 losses? I mean, seriously, if this gets good views still, enough to because I've got to play a season, it's not easy, do you know what I mean? If it gets enough views to justify an episode 4, because I've done a few episode 4s, I might do Champions League football. I've got a young team. But it's not over yet. We're still in the Europa League, don't forget. And we're playing Porto away. We drew 2-2. We should have beat them, really. We should have put this to bed. We beat them 2-1, but again, we should have really put the sword to him. It's like... It was annoying, really. Too many chances don't go in the freaking net. Next up, we played Inter of old, I don't think. If I ever draw Inter Milan or AC Milan, I never get... The only Italian team, if I ever draw in something these days, and I think, shit, is Juventus. Every other team's a bit... They are, aren't they? And it was a boring 1-1 at home, to be fair. It wasn't the greatest. But we've done enough. And again, I'm in a Europa League final. Against one of the biggest teams. This is not going to be easy, man. This is like one of the biggest clubs. They've got some of the best players in the world. Do you know what I mean? If you finally want to see me lose a Europa League, this is probably going to be the time. Yeah, we got Club Brugge. The mighty Club Brugge in the final. No challenge. Even though we didn't actually dominate them, actually. It was a pretty even game. It was a battle. It was a bit nerve-wracking. They didn't miss 2 penalties. He hits the post and it kind of pings up over the net. I'm going to show you that in a minute. So I don't know why that's on there twice. So this is the penalty. I don't know why it's come up twice. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. It's De Jong. Watch. He hits the post and it kind of curls up and... I think it hits the crossbar. Maybe that's why. That classed as like a second shot, doesn't it? It kind of Looks like it curled up. To winner though, in the 86th minute, see Roberts out here on the right, lays it off to Rug, crosses it in. It was that quick, but he kind of flicks it in. Good goal from the kid. He'll be buzzing, like the rest of Swansea and Wales. So this is a squad arranged by his rating. You'll see Mr. Bruce at the top there with 41 goals. Breakout season. He'd be a big miss. That's probably the only thing I think about, really. Trying to get some money together to buy a replacement. So there we have it. That is the end of rebuilding Swansea City. Maybe if you enjoyed it, make sure you smash the like button. Again, if you're brand new, feel free to subscribe. Go and do all the other good stuff. If you want to help my channel a little bit more and even become part of my Boodyverse database, pledge to my Patreon. You find a link to that down below. That would be massively appreciated. Really does help the channel. And hopefully I'm going to see you back for the future rebuild. And the Munchen Club, another episode of that will be out pretty soon. If you're a fan of my stories, I have got one in the pipeline, but we've got a couple of weeks away from that. And I've also got something involving America coming out pretty soon, which I'm excited about. So stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.